Good afternoon. This is Elaine Rector with the SkuVault Seller Spotlight, where e-com entrepreneurs and business owners share advice. We talk about the crazy world of e-commerce, the challenges associated with it, and how to stay successful. Today I'm talking with Richard. So in a few sentences, Richard, would you tell us who you are and what you do?
I'm Richard. I'm a president of a exotic auto part company. So we purchase exotic car parts such as Aston Martin and Ferrari and Maserati and resell them online.
Great. How did you get started in e-commerce?
I first started e-commerce when I was probably 16 years old. Our high school had a fundraiser and they would get a bunch of free products from a local company here called Stanley Steamer. And the football team would either sell the Stanley Steamer and they wouldn't have to pay the team fee, or they could just pay the team fee and keep all the Stanley Steamer. So a lot of the players didn't sell it, and they just paid the team fee. So I went around, picked up all the Stanley Steamer. They came in like a box of 15, and I would get all those. I'd pay them like $20 a box, and I'd list them on Amazon. And I probably listed over 300 bottles on Amazon. And then I sold that until Stanley Steamer kicked me off.
Sure.
So that was my first glimpse into the e-commerce world. So I got started mostly in it.
So do you think from that point forward, you kind of knew that you wanted to do e-commerce professionally?
Oh yeah, for sure. Just the ease of like, here's a product. I just put it online, wait, and then just ship it in the mail and there's money in my account. It's so satisfying and easy to do.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think is the most challenging part of e-commerce today?
I think today the most challenging part of e-commerce would be how saturated the market is. I mean, you can see really how saturated, like when Shopify took off and stuff, such as like drop shipping and stuff, how saturated it really became. So what I noticed when I couldn't sell the carpet cleaner, the Stanley Steamer anymore, I noticed how hard it was just to find a new product to sell. That's what makes it really tough, is you have to study these markets so strenuously. And it's just so hard to find products now because it's so saturated. It's such a saturated market at the moment.
Definitely. So that being said, what do you think is the best advice that you could give an e-commerce entrepreneur to stay successful?
You have to find super specific niche markets. I think niche markets is the way to go. I think exotic car parts is my niche. Like I'm really into cars and stuff, and I was trying to think of like what could I do that pertains to what I like what could I sell, and I picked a specific. So instead of just doing a broad like car parts, they're OEM genuine exotic car parts. So like OEM Ferrari, OEM Maserati. So it's a pretty specific niche market. Niche market is, I think, the way to go in a saturated market like this.
Sure. So this next part is your opportunity to promote someone else to the show. What other top professionals in the e-com industry like yourself should be on the SkuVault Seller Spotlight podcast?
Yeah, this is the problem I had, and I definitely need to start doing this, is meeting with more people in the e-com industry. Yeah, because when I saw that question, I was like, oh, that's something. Because yeah, I definitely can learn a lot from other people's mistakes and stuff like that. So yeah, I couldn't think of anybody. Especially, I don't know, just I guess being 19, although it's like a lot of people my age do it. It's, people who really stick with it, because there's a trend being my age of people just doing drop shipping for a week and then quitting it because it wasn't successful. But yeah, for sure, definitely need to meet some new people.
Yeah, no worries at all, and no big deal. We can take that whole part out of the thing. So no problem there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I didn't expect you to be so young to have this whole business that's kind of booming there. So that's a really cool story.
Thanks. Yeah. So it's a work in progress. We got some goals set for this year, but right now it's trying to get all that, the Google, it's trying to understand the Google and the algorithms and how to promote everything. So yeah, it's a work in progress right now.
Yeah, totally. Well, for my last and most important question, if you don't mind, just tell us about the first real roadblock that you hit in e-commerce. What did that look like, and what did you do about it?
Okay, so coming from going on Amazon, I got kicked off of Amazon for selling that product, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna start selling stuff online. But the problem is the Amazon has all this traffic, eBay has all this traffic. When you start your own website, you have no traffic. So
Hmm.
you have to go to Google Search Console. You gotta submit sitemaps. You have to understand the algorithm, and you have to really, I guess, understand how Google works. I thought that was the toughest point. It's just like I'm an impatient person, so like when it says you have to wait for your site and all your links to get registered and validated, I was like, man, I can't wait for this. And that's the only roadblock it took, was getting discovered on Google and gaining traffic on your own website.
Sure. And do you think that you've just kind of continued to research that a little bit further and
Yeah, for
self-learn?
sure. Yeah, for sure. And asking other people that have experience with Google Search Console, because being new to it, I've been watching so many YouTube videos about it, and still there's so many new things I've been learning, and it's just Google is just insanely huge, and it's crazy. So
Definitely. Yeah. Well, go ahead if you don't mind and just tell us the best way to find you, your company, any promotions that you might have or anything that you want to promote.
yeah, so I'm Richard. Our website is midwestexoticparts.com. We currently have a lot of Fisker, Maserati, Aston Martin, and Lotus parts in stock. I'm currently still inventorying a lot of stuff because we have a lot more stuff that needs to be inventoried. And yeah, that's about it. Our email is midwestexoticparts@gmail.com, and can pretty much find everything on our site.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, again, this is Elaine Rector with the SkuVault Seller Spotlight. If you're an entrepreneur and working in e-commerce, I would love to have you on my show. In addition, to find out how SkuVault can help elevate your e-commerce business through inventory management, please feel free to message me now. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us, and until next time, happy selling.